You keep seeing them. You get people asking for money at Tractor Supply, at Sonic. I mean, we have issues. And we're asked now that at what point can I shoot him? And I said, and I promised, I told y'all that I wouldn't say that, but it scares me. You know, and I gave you a story about my kids. Uh, People feel scared, they're threatened. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, again, we're sitting here going back and forth, but the people that could actually make the decision and fix this, you can't bend their ear. You can't get them to come to you.
That's a Del Rio County judge. We are getting desperate down here in Texas. Joining me now to talk about that and other things is, of course, my friend Chuck DeVore, former assemblyman in California, and he's now the vice president of national initiatives at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Chuck, it's not getting better. I realize the media coverage is getting turned down, but it's not getting better down here at all.
It's not, and it's about to get a lot worse. President Biden is about to lift the Title 42 restrictions that President Trump put on the border. What's Title 42? Well, those are the restrictions due to the pandemic, due to COVID-19, that limited certain types of cross-border activity, limited certain types of applications for example, not amnesty, but when people come across the border and they seek to allow
asylum.
to be stayed in the U.S. And so now that's going to lift in the next in the next week or two, and people fear that that's going to once again double the traffic across the border.
Okay, what at a time like this when I'm assuming this is a scandal for the administration. I mean, in any sane world it would be. Why would they lift that at this point in time?
Well, I think partially because they promised to, right? These individuals applying for asylum, of course, as we know, most of them get turned away because their asylum claims don't meet U.S. law. They're not persecuted because of their political beliefs or their religion or because they're some sort of an ethnic minority, but rather they're just coming from a country that's in bad shape right now. And so what we're seeing, Jesse, and here's the particularly pernicious part of this, is that the Border Patrol is being told to move people along as quickly as possible. They used to issue what was known as notices to appear. And that was, hey, you have to appear before an immigration judge at this place at this time. In 2017, about 42%, as I recall, did not appear. So a little over half actually did make the appointment. Jesse, now they're doing what's called notice to report. And what that is it's a form that's not even authorized under law that simply tells the would-be immigrant that they have to report to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement at a certain place when they get to where they're going. And so that allows Border Patrol to quickly process people because they don't have to do any coordination with a judge. They frequently then avoid any sort of biometrics, fingerprinting, DNA testing, anything like that. And they move them along immediately so we don't have large numbers of people building up on the border just in case the major media wants to take a look. There's no problem, right? Nothing to see here. It's just move people along to the interior as quickly as possible.
Chuck, when you say interior, can you elaborate on that for me just a little bit? I mean, are they dropping them off in my neighborhood? Which cities? Are they all Texas? Where are they taking these people?
So supposedly what's happening is they find out where they have relatives or a quote-unquote sponsor. Now, of course, the sponsor could just as easily be a human trafficker who is collecting the last part of what is owed to the drug cartel, to the human smuggling cartel, in an arrangement that would be known in other times as involuntary servitude or even slavery. So in some cases, these are people linking up with relatives, some of whom might be legal residents, some of whom might be naturalized citizens, some of whom might be here illegally. And in other instances, they're being linked up with human traffickers to work off the last bit of what they owe the cartel for smuggling them across the border.
Okay.
So
now,
the bottom line is, Jesse, everywhere in the country.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it sounds like they're just shotgunning these people all across America. It really could be in my backyard, right?
They most likely are. At the current rate that we're seeing, it would not shock me if some 3 million people come across the border this year alone, which, to put in perspective, would be approximately 1 out of every 100 people in America by the end of the year would be someone who illegally migrated to America in 2021 alone.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me. Thanks.